You're listening to the Hustled Up Podcast. We're Holly and Laura, besties since birth, cleaning business owners, multi-passionate doers, and founders of the Hustle Haven, a modern business education and networking collective built for fellow entrepreneurs who crave growth, support, and real connection. Now, we're your go-to girlies for the real side of entrepreneurship. We're covering wins, fails, and the messy middle. So come on in and let's talk branding, booking, burnout, and everything in between. If you're in serious need of tips, tea, total transformation, and that let's freaking go energy, you're in the right place. Grab your earbuds, turn up the volume, and let's hustle up.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to this week's episode of Hustle It Up. We are your hosts. My name is Laura.
And I'm Holly.
And we are so excited to be here. And y'all, we have some good episodes coming out for you. We did a good old-fashioned brainstorming session because we wanted to be prepared. We wanted to be good little podcasters and get ready. And we have some really meaty, juicy, exciting, tactical episodes coming for you guys. And today is just one of them. We're going to talk about a really interesting topic. It's kind of niche because I feel like as business owners, most of the time you're either in a season of calmness, right? Where everything's good, everything's great, you're thriving, you're striving, you're hitting goals, everything's wonderful, everything's rainbows, or you're in a season of chaos where everything feels crazy and you're stressed and crazy things are happening. But what about that weird gray middle where you're not really growing, nothing's crazy, but also nothing's exciting you? You know what I mean? That weird grayish middle where you kind of lose motivation. You're kind of feeling, just stuck in the day to day. Nothing is exciting you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Everything just feels flat. You
Yeah.
know, you're not nothing's falling apart, you're pretty good. Your schedule looks good. Things look good. But at the same time, you're not propelling forward. It's just you're kind of coasting and a little bit bored.
Yeah. We like to refer to it as a plateau season. And trust me, we've been there so many times. And I feel like it always seems like we have something crazy going on because Holly and I are always chasing the next high, moving into an office.
Annoying. We are so annoying.
We are adrenaline junkies, but not in the way of jumping out of planes. We are adrenaline junkies in the way of nothing as crazy is happening. We need to take on a new project or do something crazy or this or that. So
let's start a new business. Let's get an office. Let's hire a VA. Let's just really stress ourselves out because we don't like to be bored.
Literally. And I feel like it's because me and you avoid that plateau season. Because when we get in that plateau season, we're stuck in the day to day.
I'm so freaking tired all the time. Sometimes it's nice to be in plateau. But no, I get it. I personally I feel like me and you are a little kind of the same way where first, obviously, we don't like to be bored. That's number one. That's why we're doing everything that we're doing. We like to be busy. We have big dreams for ourselves. We dream really freaking big. But I think that the other thing is that we're just, we I don't know if it's validation. I don't know if that's the right word.
I mean, I like validation.
When we're going into work and we're doing things, but nothing crazy is happening, or it was just, we just, I don't
came
know.
in and did work and went home.
There was no, I know.
What a novelty thought.
There's no validation. I don't know. It's hard to say. And so everybody goes through them. There are just some seasons in your business where nothing's really happening. It's kind of boring. It's you kind of lose motivation, right? Because maybe you're not seeing massive growth. Even if you're growing a little bit, I feel we don't celebrate the little things as much as we should probably.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we've been there. We're not there a lot because we are always keeping ourselves busy, but we
On to the next thing.
but we have been there. So we wanted to really talk about this, and you already know it's going to be a good episode when we have notes. Like when we come with notes, you already know, like we prepped this one. We ready to serve you some tea. Well, it's not really tea, but it's tea.
It's tea. It's always tea with us.
It's tea.
So we're going to talk about this beige season of entrepreneurship, how to define it, what to do, and also to normalize it. Like, it's totally fine to be in what we call a beige season of entrepreneurship, and that's fine. So we're going to cut to commercial, and we'll be right back.
Hey, business owners, are you looking for a better way to communicate with your employees? Whether you've just grown tired of your boring, unresponsive email threads, or you're sick of paying tons of money for something like Slack or Connect Team, Discord is your answer, and I'm going to teach you all about it. In the Hustle Haven's brand new course, Discord 101, I am going to walk you through step by step on how to create a Discord server for your business. This detailed course features over 90 minutes of video content, as well as a bunch of PDF downloads to get your server ready to absolutely slay your employee communications. Get ready to level up your company culture with this free platform. Don't wait any longer. Discord 101 is the course for you.
Okay, we're back. And as we mentioned, we're going to talk about the plateau season, which if you're thrill seekers like Holly and myself, we don't enjoy it. But
We're
it's
like mental
important.
thrill seekers. I think it's funny that you said we don't like, I would never jump out of a plane ever. Probably.
I might. I'm a bit of a physical thrill seeker as well.
I like getting tattoos. The pain feels good sometimes.
Yeah.
That's about as far as it goes for me.
We like roller coasters and things like that.
I used to. I mean, now I get dizzy if I just like twirl. Like if I just do a little ballet twirl, I'm like falling on the floor.
Joys of being in your mid-30s.
It's like really fun getting old.
Great.
It's great.
But either way, we are definitely maybe we're cortisol junkies. I think that's a better word for it. We like that stress hormone, which is disgusting. I don't know why we're like this, but we're self-aware to know that we're like this. But the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I wanted to define it, first of all, normalize it, and explain why it's important. Because I think a really important thing to note is that it's not failure. When you're in this neutral phase, it can really feel like failure because, as Holly had mentioned in the intro, even if you're in small growth, because we are always in growth mode, it's very rare that a week goes by and we don't see our numbers increase, even if it's slightly. Sometimes it dips down. That's normal. It dips down. But we're always overall for the month looking for growth, aiming for growth, and most months achieving growth. But for Holly and myself, it's never enough, or it never feels like enough. So even when it's small growth, it feels like this weird plateau phase. And we mentioned this, I think, last week or a few weeks ago. Plateau seasons are where your real foundation begins and your business begins to strengthen, because it's really hard to have a firm, solid foundation while you're growing, because growing is chaos. Growing is chaotic, it's expensive, but this plateau stage is where you can really say, okay, what needs fixing, what needs strengthening and firming up, and this is the time when you can do it.
Yeah, I completely agree. Every business goes through it. That's number one. And so when you are finding yourself there, it's important to remember that this is where, and we did talk about this a little bit in last week's episode when we were talking about our goals and reassessing our goals, that we needed to like scale the goals back a little bit because, and not to say we even want to be anywhere close to a plateau, but we just need to slow down so that we can take the time to strengthen the back end of our business, continue to develop our policies and procedures, create SOPs, create playbooks, because then we can grow. Right. So like right now, Laura and I kind of just do everything. It's all up here. You know, we kind of just know, like we mesh very well together. We're like the same fucking person. Excuse my language. We really are though.
Yeah.
So now with this like slower, if we allow ourselves to enjoy a slower season, or in our case, you know, it would be a little bit of a boring season, we can kind of turn that around. So, you know, but it feels, when you're in it, it can feel like boredom. It can feel like doubt. It can feel like restlessness. It can feel like wondering if you're even doing the right thing. You know, like, why aren't I growing as fast as I want to? Like, what's wrong here? And so don't panic. That's number one. Don't panic. It happens to everybody. And there are ways, like I just said, to really maximize your plateau seasons that we're going to like dive into a little bit deeper today.
Yeah. And I think to as a creative person, because Holly and I are both creatives. We love creating. We were just talking actually with Ashley, who, we've mentioned 1,000 times because she's coming into the office more and more. So we're trying to establish her role. And we were like, what do you want to do? What lights you up? What would be in your zone of genius? And for Holly and I, our zone of genius is creating. We love to be creating. And so when you are doing these boring, mundane tasks, it almost feels soul sucking. Not to be dramatic.
No, it kind of
like,
does.
you know what I mean? When you're not creating, it feels soul sucking.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. And I don't think plateaus happen for no reason. I think that's something else that's important to say. It happens to all of us, but there are usually things going on that can cause that. And in some cases, it's because you've outgrown your current systems. So, like, you can't keep growing using the same things that you were using when you were a smaller business. In fact, the things that Laura and I use now, the softwares, the systems, the procedures, they're not going to serve us the same way in 2 years from now, in 3 years from now, when our business is bigger. So it might be time to optimize, not hustle harder. Obviously there's market saturation, there's seasonal slowdowns, which market saturation I don't believe in, because I just think that there are ways to make yourself stand out amongst the competition. We've done a million episodes on that, but
it's an excuse if you ask me.
Yeah.
Like, especially in our industry specifically, like, no.
Yeah. Another thing that, may make you feel like you're in a plateau is that you're like too in the weeds of your day to day. Like, you're too in the weeds of the day to day of your business, and you're having trouble zooming out and like viewing it from an aerial perspective. So you may even feel like you're in a plateau, but you're actually not. It's actually time to really start figuring out the moves that you're going to make. But if you're like too sucked into your day to day, you might start feeling like you're in a plateau season, especially if you are so in the day to day that you can't do things to properly put yourself in a season of growth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does
No,
that
I
make
definitely
sense?
do. It's like you're not seeing the forest for the trees.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't get a wide bird's eye view if you're in the day to day. And that's why this is why it's so good to bounce ideas off of people, because we'll have this with the people that we network with. We'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't figure this out, and blah, blah, blah. And somebody in our group that we talk to is like, well, have you tried this? It's like the most simple thing where we're like,
No.
But that would exactly work.
Wonderful. Thank you
need
so
to,
much.
like, remove yourself from it.
Yeah, exactly. And then I also think that something else, and this really ties into last week's episode, but I think that another reason why you might find yourself in a bit of a plateau, and I think that also, because like when you're in the day to day, like sometimes for me, I find that it's almost easier to be in the day to day because like putting my creative visionary lens on, or like my cap on, my visionary cap, I feel like sometimes it feels exhausting. So then I'm keeping myself in the plateau season on purpose. And why is this? Well, there's a chance that your goals or the things, your vision, right? Like your vision for your future or for the next year or whatever it is, it might not align with you anymore. It might have changed without you even noticing. So if you find yourself in that plateau season, it might actually be worth it to do exactly what we said to do last week, which is sit down and reassess those goals, because that will cause you to be in a plateau season, because it kind of you're forcing yourself to stay in the plateau because you're not really feeling the motivation to work on the big goals or work yourself towards the vision you thought you once had.
Yeah. And I think it's really important because I feel like the plateau stage, especially if you're anything like us, can feel kind of like punishment. Like, what am I doing wrong? Why am I, I feel like I'm walking through quicksand. That's how I feel sometimes. I'm walking up a hill with quicksand, but it's really not a punishment. It is the preparation. It is the preparation that you need, either you need as a leader or a business owner, or maybe your business needs to launch you. Like, I almost think of it as a slingshot. You know what I mean? Like you're in this phase, you're in this phase, you're in this phase, and then boom, you're about to grow because you've built that firm foundation.
Kind of reminds me actually of, have you ever been to Hershey Park?
When I was like real little, so I was too scared to go on anything.
I don't even know if there's this roller coaster there anymore, because I went back in like 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, I think it might have even been before that. Probably around 2010, 2009, 2010. And there was this roller coaster where you just like, you're there, right? And you're still. and then all of a sudden it goes 3, 2, 1, and then it just shoots you.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, it's not like a slow buildup. It's just like you're literally plateaued there and then just, and you go up, you know?
Yeah, that's literally King Ka. Yeah. Where it's like, no warning.
I personally don't think I went on it. I just remember seeing it happening.
Same thing. It's 3, 2, 1. Goodbye.
See ya. So that's what's reminded me of. But anyway.
Yeah. I think, but yeah, that's a good visual. And I feel like some really good steps, which I am the cat calling the kettle black with this one.
I think it's the pot calling.
What did I say?
The cat calling the kettle.
The cat. That makes no sense. I'm always thinking about cats.
I know.
So I just love cats.
Listen, cats are amazing.
Just love cats. It's like the pot calling the kettle black here. But instead of starting something new, because again, you're girls. This is why I said the cat calling the kettle black, because we always want to start something new. And I think that you need to be really self-aware with this and reflective, because I know that this is part of where my motivation comes from sometimes. When you are in this beige phase and whatever you're working on and you get bored, instead of working on it, you bounce, you squirrel, as we say, you go start something new. It's shiny object syndrome. And I have shiny object syndrome real bad. But instead of just jumping to that next new shiny fun thing, finish what you're working on, refine it, get it so strong that it can exist on its own and function properly, and then go jump to the new shiny thing. And I say this with love because I don't do this. Like, we are the most guilty of this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's important to take a step back, audit, don't abandon, right?
Yep.
And like check your metrics, check your systems, you know, and just what performs well, or has performed well in the past, right? And refine those first. Like don't jump into something completely new, or in mine and Laura's case, like an entirely new business. Not that I have any regrets. I love our new business.
No regrets.
But still, I think that it's too easy to just be like, I'm just going to redo everything. Or I remember, how many times have I wanted to rebrand Chores and More?
Oh my gosh.
Just because I thought it would, I don't even know why I wanted to do that. I got bored, I guess.
Yeah. There was many a times where we're like, we're going to change the business colors. We're going to change the business name. We're going to change what kind of services we offer. And I think it's okay too, to freshen up. Like if you do feel like really stuck and like something's wrong and you need some kind of change, I think it's okay to make small changes, but within what you're working on. Like do a small pivot. If you're not growing as fast as you want, make small changes, small tweaks. Don't completely abandon and go to the next thing or rebrand your entire business like we almost did.
I mean, honestly, it's just too easy for me. Like I've had, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different hair colors since starting this podcast alone. So
yeah, I know we get bored.
I get bored. I like refreshes. I like rebrands. Yeah. I've rebranded myself a million times. Like I get it. But I have to practice what I preach, and we will. And we have.
Yeah.
We have. It also helps to like, and I'm going off script here, but it does help to have someone who can reel you in if you are like Laura and I, where we're like, we have this, it's coming, but we're going to do a whole episode on the Kolbe assessment, which I've spoken about a million times. But what this assessment basically told me and Laura is that we are super high on the quick start, where we're visionaries and then we come up with the idea and then we start the idea and then we have zero follow through. So we're always like, we should do this, we should do that, we should do this. And then we have Ashley, who is, she actually never took the assessment, but I could already tell you that she's like the research and development kind of gal. And she will say like, let's calm down. Let's take a step back. You are not changing the name of Chores and More to your cleaning bestie. You're not doing it.
I think her exact words was, that's the stupidest name I've ever heard of in my life. I think that was her words.
She gives us tough love.
Yeah.
She likes to give us some tough love. So I think it does help to also make sure that you have somebody that you can talk to before you make decisions on your own. See, normally that would be like your business partner, but Laura and I fall on the same exact, like, we're just right there with each other every time. So more often than not, I'd say like 90% of the time, like
Yeah.
I think of something and I'm like, Laura, we should do this. And she's like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And then she'll be like, oh, I have an idea. Let's do this. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And we're just like hyping each other up. There's no balance. We do not know how to reel each other in
Yeah.
at all whatsoever.
The blessing and a curse, because I will say it is why we have been able to start two successful businesses, but it is also a curse in that we will just work till we die. I don't know. I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, I think it's because motivation comes from change, right? Motivation comes from change, but you just need to find other ways to motivate yourself, or just stick it out when the motivation leaves, because motivation is fleeting.
Yeah.
It's like this big, beautiful, magical word that everyone obsesses over, but motivation is kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it's not there and you have to push through it.
Yeah.
And just keep going. And I think the beige phase that we're talking about is the opposite of motivation. And you gotta show up. Even when it's not fun.
Yeah. And I think that it's okay to, like Laura said, like try a small pivot, because I think that motivation does come back through experimentation. But there's a difference between just like throwing your old way in the garbage and completely redoing, or you know what I mean? Like a small pivot makes more sense. And we're actually going through this right now a little bit, because we're in a major plateau phase with the Hustle Haven and with the heart specifically. We've been trying to have heart meetings and we don't find it's not working. We're just not getting people through the door the way we want to. So now, what you guys will be excited about, but we're thinking about going virtual. We're looking into other ways to really just make it good and get out of this plateau. And so it's not like I was like, we should just get rid of it. We should stop doing it. And Laura was like, no, I kind of like it though. I think we should just pivot. We should just do a small pivot. And I'm like, yeah, that makes more sense. Thanks.
Well, it's that personality that because I know I get it too. I'm like, oh, people aren't showing up. We should just throw in the garbage.
We should stop.
We should stop doing it.
Get everything up.
Let's open up a coffee shop instead.
Let's go open a laundromat. I really want to buy one.
Like, this is how we are. And I'm like, okay, no. Like, and I think it is good to acknowledge, like, okay, we're in a really rough season right now. What do we need to do? We need to pivot. Yeah. And that's what you have to do. Yeah. Instead of sulking in your sadness, sulk in your sadness for a minute, then get your ass in the chair and pivot. Yeah. That's what it is. And I think it also helps to really, especially if we're talking now specifically about the Hustle Haven, since that is what's in more of a beige phase than Chores and More right now. Chores and More is in like I don't even know if I'm coming or going phase.
Chores and More is, and I'm just going to throw myself out that window right there.
Like it's a lot. Good stuff, but a lot is happening.
Oh my God. I know. In fact, when we do slow down, which I'm assuming will happen probably in like January, I'm going to be like, is this the end of my life? What do I do? Is it over? Is it all over? Do I need to start a third business?
Yeah.
What do I do now? Oh,
meatballs and margs.
Why didn't I let meatballs and margaritas? I'm telling you guys, it's coming 2027.
Meatballs and margs.
No, because I already told people so we're on Long Island, and I've already told too many people that we're opening a second location in 2026. So
that's next.
I don't think a plateau will be happening for very long.
No, it never does. But so the tangent I was going on is that specifically with the Hustle Haven or with any business, I think it's really, really important that in this phase, you remember your why. Because with the Hustle Haven, why did we want to start the Hustle Haven? I mean, we've talked about starting so many second businesses, the laundromat, meatballs and margs, a coffee shop. We've talked about a video game bar. We've talked about it all. Why the Hustle Haven specifically? It's because Holly and I both share the same desire to help people. We want to develop people. We want to connect with people. We want to help make people the best version that they can be, because we have been so blessed in our life to have people who have developed us. So we want to share that gift with other people while also making genuine connections. So that is our main why of why we started this. So I'm not just going to let the fact that we're struggling to get people through the door for heart meetings make me give up. If I don't remember my why, then yeah, my natural trigger reaction is, well, let's just throw in the towel. It's not working, and to get frustrated. But then when I go back to my why, I'm like, no, that's stupid. It's time to pivot. Yeah. We have something really, really, really good.
Yeah. Sometimes you're just, I said earlier, sometimes your goals have changed or your vision, whatever. But in other cases, it's just that you're disconnected from the original vision, and you just need to kind of get back into that. and you don't want to be disconnected from your purpose. So I think that that's great to say and remember. I forget my why all the time. Like, gosh, I really do. It's just, I always forget. I'm like, why am I doing this? Actually, I feel like I forget my why. I feel like I forget my why more often when everything is burning to the ground, but that's besides the point. So yeah, I think that that's a really good point. And then another thing that's important to remember when you are stuck in a plateau is to remember that it could just mean that your business has too much like clutter. I don't know how else to word that, but like you just need to declutter. Like you need to, maybe it means you need to declutter your own to-do list, right? So maybe you need to delegate. Maybe you need to simplify. Like we got to get Libby DeLucian back on here because she talks about, she just dropped a book actually. I'll have to put it in the show notes. I cannot forget. It's called One Layer Deep. And she is all about simplifying, like chilling the freak out, taking a step back and just really simplifying. And so, because sometimes you overcomplicate things or you just have too much going on. And so you're catering to too much. So how can you propel yourself forward when you're just trying to like maintain what you have now because it's all just too complicated?
Yeah, it's true. We're bad with that. We overcomplicate everything.
Yeah. Literally. Yeah. So take it from us. We'll tell you, like, less chaos equals more clarity. It will definitely, and we're working on this. We are really working on this.
We're aware. We're self-aware enough to work on it.
Yes, exactly. Like even today, we made end of day reports and we actually had to chat with our friends in the industry. And we were like, these are crazy, aren't they? And they're like, yes, you need to dial those back. And we were like, okay, never mind. We're going to redo. But that's what it's all about. It's trial and error. And, just taking some of that out so that you can just keep it simple. And honestly, when you do that, when your day-to-day is simplified, that is when you can really start doing the fun shit. You can really start doing the things that are going to get you out of that plateau and help you grow and envision and think and create and figure out those things.
Yeah. It'll also help give you clarity to also celebrate those small wins that we were talking about. Like, again, you don't really celebrate. It's like The Compound Effect, which is another great book. If you haven't read it, The Compound Effect is about small changes leading to radical changes, radical growth. Yeah. And it's really easy to say, oh my goodness, we grew by 49%. That's amazing. But what about growing by 2 extra clients a month? That's by the end of the year, you're going to have a lot more clients. And that's just an example I give, but it could really be with anything. You have to celebrate those small wins because that's also going to help motivate you to keep going during these duller seasons.
Yeah. We have at our level 10 meetings, which we should do an episode on that too. I got to write that down in the planner.
Yeah.
But at our level 10s, we always make the first 5 minutes about your wins and your wows because it's always something small. The amount of times Ashley was like, I survived. And I'm like, you go, girl.
Yeah.
For me, I remember one of them was that I planned every day in my planner. Like, that's not something you would think to celebrate, but, I stayed consistent and I was fucking proud of myself for that. I'm not consistent nearly enough. And so taking time to celebrate those tiny wins is... It actually, it kind of takes you out of your plateau to a degree, like, or at least makes you forget about the plateau that you're in because those small wins are really important. They make you feel good.
Yeah, they do. And honestly, we also share the wins and wows at our heart meetings too. Because people don't even think, and I remember at a few of the early on heart meetings, people were like, well, I don't have any. And then we would get to talking to them and I'm like, that could have been your win. That could have been your win.
Yeah, we were doing that a lot. We're like, that's your freaking win.
You have a huge win. So I think it's also good to just surround yourself with community. I know that whenever I'm feeling in a plateau state, which I feel like always lines up perfectly for when we're about to go on one of our business trips, and then going on that business trip and surrounding yourself with that energy, that like hungry growth energy, it like literally rejuvenates. It feels like I just got back from like a spa. Yeah, literally. Not that it's relaxing. It's not.
It's not at all. It's
so rejuvenated.
I'm exhausted actually, but at the same time, I'm like, I feel good. I'm ready. I'm ready to get it going.
Yeah. It's like that like dull energy all of a sudden like vibrates when we're in a room full of our peers and then we come back just ready to go.
Honestly, that's why we started the Hustle Haven. Like we thrive on this community and the community of other entrepreneurs who are feeling all of this, who go through all this shit and, can admit that and who want to get through that. And, that's why we're doing what we're doing here. That's why we have this podcast. That's why we talk to you guys. It's because we love it. And, surrounding yourself with that same, with good energy, with like really good energy and people who can lift you up. Like there's nothing better, man.
No.
Especially other entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurs know entrepreneurship. That's like the best way to word it. But like, you know what I mean? Like you can't, like I could go home and talk to my boyfriend about the plateau that I'm in, about the rough day that I had, about how somebody called out. I'm just tired of it, about how a client complaint like kind of tore me down today. I could do all that, but what's he going to say? Oh, it'll be fine. It'll be good.
Yeah, it's just work.
It's just work.
It's just
whatever.
work.
Entrepreneurs are like an entirely different breed. So I think it's just so important to really like surround yourself by putting yourself in the room with other entrepreneurs and people who have owned businesses or own businesses who are going through the same things that you're going through. So
yeah. It's like, just so if you are in this plateau phase, if that's you and you're like, oh man, or you've been there, just remember that you're not stuck. You're stabilizing. This is your era to stabilize, get firm with your goals, go back and listen to last week's episode, and just get ready to propel forward like that ride at Hershey Park.
I love it.
Period.
Yeah. I mean, your worth is not defined by your progress, by your output, by how much you've grown in the last year. And I feel like it's, for example, we're in our coaching program. We love it. We thrive in there. We love it so much. And we of course, we brag on our wins too. But it's easy to see like other people saying, we've grown by 50%. We've grown by this. And maybe you didn't. Maybe you didn't hit those same marks or reach those same goals that, you wanted to or whatever. That's okay. You don't. So like some things are just really out of your hands. And the important thing is to just use those slower seasons, use those things that are making you a little jealous or whatever, like use those to like revisit, analyze, like this feels very similar to last week's episode.
It does.
It's really important. Like this is such important stuff to talk about because I mean, we're giving you actual strategies, here in this episode, but mindset is important because you can be given all the tactical stuff and all the strategic stuff. Like we could talk to you about that until you're blue in the face, which we will be, and like we said, we have a lot of amazing tactical episodes coming your way, but we need to prep you in terms of your mindset first.
Yeah, if your mindset's not there, nothing we say will sink in.
No.
Like if you're like, I love that phrase. I'm going to butcher it. It's like when the student is ready, the teacher shows up. Like you could hear something and maybe you weren't ready to receive it at that time and it goes in one ear and not the other. And then you hear the same thing a year later and you're like, oh, wow. It's life-changing.
Yeah.
Like it's true.
So we are here really trying to like get you right because for the rest of this year and in 2026, like this is going to be the year for you. It's coming. And we want to make sure that if you are in a season of pause, in a season of a plateau, if your growth is slow, not to panic and to use it intentionally. The pause can be very productive if you are very intentional with what you're doing. So it's really time to take a step back and revisit what's going on and see how you can refine and make it better from the back end.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need rest.
Yeah.
Like you just need rest. You need a snack. You need Netflix with the girls. Like sometimes you just need to like really take a step back. Yeah. Like, cause so the fact that this podcast is called the Hustle Up Podcast, I love it. But sometimes I'm like, hustle culture can almost be toxic. And like, you know what I mean? Like every season has to be this glamorized, crazy go, 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 go thing. And it really doesn't. Yeah. And that's kind of why we wanted to touch on this today.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think that the one thing I do also want to say as we wrap up this episode is just plateaus will make you feel unmotivated, right? Like we've covered that. That's kind of how you know you're in one. Like you're kind of feeling bored. You're feeling not really motivated. You're kind of whatever. You're feeling very blah, right? It's like a very blah, meh season for you. And so it's important not only to like do these strategical things in your business, but it's also important to do things in your personal life. So actually for me, a really huge one was going back into the planner. And I know we spoke about that last week, but like being back in my planner, creating content for my personal channels, because I create a lot of planner content for my personal channels, it's been fueling me. It's been making me feel good. Another thing that weirdly helps me feel motivated is editing the company website. So I went back in. I've been doing a lot of SEO like stuff, and I told Laura, I was like, it's fueling me. It's bringing me, it's breathing life into my lungs. Like, I just love it. You know what I mean? And then there's some other things I do that when I just need like a mental reset, and Laura knows I do this all the time. Like, I am constantly like redecorating. I'm redecorating the office. I'm cleaning the office. Like, we have people who clean the office, but I actually cleaned my whole desk area this morning because, like,
you just felt like it.
Well, the cleaner smelled really good. We actually got and I'm not trying to do any kind of plugs or anything, but we got the Cedar and Sage box from a former guest, Gia, and she sent us this box with this cleaner in it, and it smells so freaking good.
It's so good.
So I was just like spraying around, like cleaning it, and it was like smelled good. And then I was like, okay, now I can sit at the desk and like get to work. And so like little things like that. I know it sounds so weird, but these little things, these little like micro motivational pockets of like time in your day are really going to help you as well. So I just wanted to share that, like those little things, just, it's important to like nurture your own like personal brain and like body, and do the things that fuel you at home too. Like, don't just, even if you're feeling bored and tired, it's like easy to, I'm going to actually give a little bit of an analogy. Okay. So when I used to work for corporate, I was bored as heck, right? So then I would go home and I would sleep. And Laura used to think I was crazy because I actually used to nap during my lunch too.
That's
like,
wild.
I was so sleepy. I was so sleepy because I was so bored. And so I just slept all day. Like, that was all I did when I worked for corporate. So when I joined the cleaning world, I thought that I would actually be more tired because I was cleaning and physical. And so it was actually the opposite. Like, I stopped napping. There was more adrenaline. I was feeling like busy and good. And so I had energy to like do things at home. So I think that it's important to, like, if you're feeling super bored, you have to step away from that. You have to figure out like, what is going to take me out of this? What is going to make me feel better? Is it getting up and like working from home for a few days? Is it taking a day to like step away from the computer and clean the office? You know, like, what is it that, what do you need to do to keep you from doing that? Like, you need to make sure you're fueling yourself like at work and at home.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense, because I feel like it's so like, as entrepreneurs too, we're always taking in information. We're always learning and thinking, and it's so hard to disconnect rather your brain. So doing these little small tasks, you kind of get to disconnect from the business mentally for a little bit. For me, I personally love to play video games, and I know we talk about this all the time. I love video games. Holly and I both are big gamers, and I've heard a lot of entrepreneurs kind of shit on video games. It's a waste of time. You're not, doing anything productive. But to me, that's not time wasted. That's time well spent, because my brain is still going, because I like a lot of like puzzle games and whatnot. So my brain is still going, and it's focused on something else outside of the business. And I can truly disconnect, because my brain's still working, but it's working on something fun that I enjoy. I'm having a good time, and I get to not think about the business for a second. And to me, that's time well spent.
I agree.
Yeah.
100%. Like, whatever it looks like for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I hope that this was helpful. I feel like this was very helpful. And, and we're kind of forcing ourselves, like I said, into not really a plateau season, but just like a little bit of a slower holiday season, because we need to do this refining. You know what I mean? Like, we need to slow down. And this is why we set a lower goal for the last, 3 months of the year. Because we need this little bit of a breather to revisit what we have going on, make the appropriate changes, and prepare ourselves to really like accelerate in 2026. Because if we did it now, it wouldn't work. If we brought in our VA right now, she would have no idea what the freak to do. She would have no idea what she's doing, because there are no procedures in place. We just do it.
Yeah.
So we need to step back and really take the time to get a system in order for her, to get systems in order for Ashley, and for everybody who comes into this office. And this is going to set up the techs for success too. And once they're set up for success, then our clients are happy. Like it just all comes full circle. So these plateau seasons are not only normal, but they're actually good for you. And you should see it as a little bit of a blessing.
Yeah, they're necessary.
Yeah,
they're very necessary. Unless you want a giant, chaotic, messy business, then that's different. But for me, I don't want a big business that is trash just to say I have a big business. I want a big business that is structured, where my employees feel safe, my clients feel valued. Like I quality over quantity.
Period. So make sure that if you find yourself in it, audit before you panic. Revisit your why. Make sure that your purpose is still aligned. Make sure your vision is still the same as it was. Make sure you still celebrate those small wins. That's really important. And just remember that, like, in order to have your breakthrough, you need to see a slower season of rest.
Yeah,
as well.
Period. I hope this was helpful. It was very niche topic, but I think it was helpful.
I like it. I like talking about plateaus. Like, we, a lot of us, we're either talking about like how to grow and how to like really do this and like tactical and blah, 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 blah. Or how do you put out this fire or deal with this or deal with this? Like, but this is more so like, okay, when things are like going okay, but you're feeling a little like dry and you're like,
yeah, it's like a unsexy topic, but it needs to be said.
Like we made it quite sexy.
Oh, did we?
I think so.
I mean, this lighting makes everything sexy.
It's a good light. It's a good light. And we're not sweating today.
Our matching water cups make everything sexy.
Our matching cups. Plus, we're not sweating our asses off today.
Oh,
that's a plus. They fixed the heat situation. Now it's kind of low-key freezing in this office.
I love it. Oh my God.
So I think that I think this was really good. I'm feeling pleased. I'm feeling pleased to deliver this episode to you guys. And I hope that you loved it as well. And if you're in a plateau season, like I said, do all the things I mentioned, but also reach out to us for support. We are here for you guys. You can slide into our DMs on Instagram. You can, which is at Hustle Haven LLC. You can also, send us a message in email, which is a little different. It's hustle.podcast@gmail.com for now. Until we level up that email address.
Oh, yeah.
And, you can always connect with us individually, whatever it looks like for you. We're here to support you. We love the reach outs and we really thrive on that. And we have we don't know what it is yet, but we are pivoting with the heart. There's going to be some virtual stuff going on. So if you're listening, no matter where you're listening, you may be able to connect with us even further and get, to get support from us on a more personal level, which is super exciting. So stay tuned. We have a lot going on, but in the meantime, if you're in a plateau season, enjoy it, use it to your advantage, and get ready to slay the rest of the year in 2026 because only good things are on the horizon. And we'll see you guys next week.